Hello everybody, welcome back. My name's Dave, I'm the tree change farmer, and today we are talking about mini diggers. This is my mini digger that I've had for about 2 months. Actually, I should say that it was bought through the company that I have, and we use it for putting holes in the ground and putting poles in to put signboards on. So that's why we normally have this auger drive, this 200mm auger drive on the front of the machine. But of course it is useful for many other things on the farm. And I'd like to give a shout out to a fellow YouTuber, Nick, who has a great channel in the UK called Everyday with Me Nick, and I'll put the link down below and you can follow his travels on his experiences with his Chinese mini digger. When I was thinking about buying mine, I certainly followed his videos and had a look at what he was doing, and he does some amazing stuff. So that's Everyday with Me Nick. This particular model is made by United Heavy Industries, or UHI. It's a Chinese mini digger, of course, and if you've looked at these at all, you'll find out that most of them look very much the same. This in fact looks very similar to a rhinoceros brand digger. It's 1.2 tonne in size, and they all seem to have the same sort of specifications. All the bottom carriage, the tracks, the blades, all look to be the same amongst the diggers. The biggest option seems to be on the size and type of engine that are in them. A lot of the smaller ones have a single cylinder 500cc diesel. This one has, just lift this up, has the Yanmar 3-cylinder 850cc diesel. And it's actually made in Japan. On the plate down here you can actually see that it says made in Japan. Some people were questioning whether it was a Chinese copy of a Yanmar, but it's actually a Japanese-made Yanmar. So I can start it up. It's got a glow plug. Give it a bit of throttle. So what I like about this particular one is it's water cooled, which is great. It's 3-cylinder diesel, it's quiet. I'm hoping that the engine quality is going to be great, being a Japanese made engine. You can get parts for them, which are good. So I don't think there's going to be a problem with that. So let's look at the operator station. And again, this is pretty generic across a lot of the Chinese diggers. Hand controls, front and rear drive, gauges, which is an hour gauge, water temperature in the middle, and then a 4 times display of voltage, oil, engine check lights and temperature warning light. Don't know why they put grey control levers on. You'd think they'd be black. They do get quite dirty, but there you go. The fuel tank is around on the side down here. That's the cap there, and it's got a gauge here, so when you fill it up you can actually see how much level you've got, which is a pretty good idea. Emergency electrical override, so you can take that off to disable the machine, which is quite good. This particular model has a swing boom, which is great because a lot of these entry-level type cheaper machines are just fixed, but this one actually has a swing boom. The tracks on this one are just fixed. I believe there is a new model coming out that has expandable tracks, but I haven't had an issue. We only ever really work on flat ground, so that's not really a problem. All the connections look good, the welding looks good. All of the hoses are Continental branded hoses. The safe working limit of the boom arm here is higher than some I've seen. Some are less than 100 kilos, so that's a little bit better. All the cylinders and the rams and everything look to be quite good. The welding looks quite nice. Only time will tell, I guess. On the front it's got the remotes for the third function, so in this case we're driving the auger drive. So this stays on the machine most of the time. However, when you buy the machine, it does come with these buckets. And I've only used some of them briefly. So let's have a look at which ones those are. So we have a 200mm trenching bucket, which is great for services. 90mm rainwater pipe, 100mm sewer. Next bucket is a 400mm, and both of those ones have digging teeth on the front. Next bucket is a 500mm mud bucket. Next one is a 800mm mud bucket. It also comes with a quick hitch, which allows you to quickly change implements on the bucket, so that's included. A single tine ripper, which I haven't used. This log grapple thing, which I have no idea how this goes on, but I suppose one day that would be quite good. And it also comes with a stick rake. So all of those implements are included in the price of the mini digger from the distributor that I bought from in Sydney. And I elected to get a dealer that was within a couple of hours from me because it makes it easier for spare parts if you ever need parts. I did quite like the Rhinoceros brand digger, but they were based in Queensland, which is a long way away from me. So I decided to sort of go a bit closer to home. But so far it's been good. It's only got 4 hours on it. I've just been moving a little bit of dirt around with the smaller 200mm bucket, digging quite a few holes for this, and we're actually going to leave this on because the next video I'm going to do is we're planting 40 hedging plants, and we're going to use the auger drive to dig the holes to put those plants in. So that'll stay on the machine, and we'll be doing that in the next couple of days. We're just waiting for the heat to pass. So we're in early January 2022. Temperature where I am is about 34 degrees Celsius, so it's nice and warm at the minute, but we are getting a little bit of rain. So I'm just waiting till it cools down a little bit before we put some trees in. Other foot controls here. So this foot control here controls the swing boom. left and right, and the other foot pedal on the other side over here that controls the third function going to the auger motor. One thing we did do when we first got the machine was we changed a lot of the grease nipples over to a conventional type of grease nipple, if that makes sense, if there is such a thing as conventional. They seem to put on these diggers now, they seem to put on a lot of these ones that just have the hole in the middle, but then you need a different grease gun and a different fitting to grease those. So I took those out and put a conventional grease fitting in so I could use the same grease gun for all of the connections. So there was quite a few of those to swap out. Overall, I'm really happy with the machine. As I said, it's only done 4 hours. Hasn't done much work at all, and I'm sure as we start using all the different buckets and implements that it'll become more useful on the farm. The only issue I've had in running it so far is the drive in the auger drive here. There's a gasket that runs around here and it's got a slight weep to it, so when you're using the auger drive for a while you start to see a couple of drips of oil from there. So I'll have to get back to the distributors and see what they can do for there, but it's probably a case of just unbolting those bolts that are underneath, splitting the motor and putting another gasket in there. But it's only mild, it's not too bad at the minute, so I don't think I'll sort of worry about changing it. A light on the boom, LED, full sun cover on the top, which some have, some don't, that I've noticed sort of on the internet when you start looking for them. A really simple small machine, but I'm sure for what I want to do it's going to be more than enough. And I did do the figures on trying to work out, well, is it worth buying one? And as I said, the company I've got actually paid for it, so we'll claim it through the company. But even if you were thinking of buying one yourself, these type of machines rent out for about $180 a day. Currently in Australia, for a week, I think you can get them for about $1,000 a week. So, you know, if they last, say, 10 years, are you going to get that amount of use out of it for the price? And I think I will. I think it'll well and truly pay for itself. One of the other projects I want to do up the back of the farm is put a pond in, so this will certainly pay for itself when we go to put the pond project in and start doing that, but that probably won't be for a couple of months away. This is for Nick, just looking at that area there that broke on his machine. I've noticed this machine has bigger pins and mounting joints on there, but again, that all looks much the same, doesn't it? I had a look underneath and it's all fully box welded under there, so we'll see if we have the same problem with that breaking. But no, it's a good machine. I like it. It's a bit of fun. I still really don't know how to use it that well with the controls and the levers. It's a bit like rubbing your tummy and patting your head. You sort of got to learn how to do two things at once, to bring the arm in and curl the bucket at the same time and then swivel around and empty the bucket. So it takes a bit of practice. But anyway, this is just a short intro to the machine. As I said, I thought I'd show it off to you now before it starts appearing in future videos, and we are going to use this in a couple of days to put some trees in on the farm, so you'll certainly see that involved in that project. Anyway, thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.